we're in a hydroponic farm area. And what structure are we in right now, just so I say it right?
This is a hydroponic greenhouse.
Hydroponic greenhouse.
Yes.
And it's just fascinating to be here and to see this. One of the things I noticed is both of you really are into self-sustainability and something that's self-sustained. Stan, what does that mean?
As far as farming is concerned, is the first and foremost is to be able to financially sustain yourself. And to do that, we utilize the hydroponic methods for more rapid growth.
We're using a lot less space. The production that you see in here, if you were to do this in the ground, you're using multiple acres of land to produce the same that we have in this one greenhouse. So we're using a lot less land for what we do produce, and then that remaining land is left to nature, it's left the way it is, the trees are intact.
And that's really important. So we talked a little bit before about yields.
Yes.
So how much do you yield in hydroponic is the right way to say it?
Yes. Yep.
Hydroponic farming, how much would
Your
we
yield is 20 times what it would be in conventional farming, conventional outdoor farming.
How's the quality of what's grown hydroponically versus organically or traditionally?
I would say a higher quality. I like to say the plants are babied. They're getting everything they need. They're protected from the weather. They're getting all the nutrient that they need. So they're babied for their entire life. So you're getting faster growth, and what you're harvesting is a high quality product that's younger.
I wake up in the morning in this great blue state.
Hi everybody, this is part 2 of a 3-part series for Pocono Perspectives that we're looking at farming in the Pocono Mountains. And you wouldn't really think farming exists here, but it's live and well, and it really does. We have great innovative people here doing really innovative things. And that's why we wanted to talk about that. So Stan and Amy, your story too, I think, is really interesting. Stan, how did we get here? How are you guys here now?
We grew up in New Jersey. We moved out to Pennsylvania when we first got together over
25 years ago now.
Yeah, because we wanted to have a little bit more of a rural lifestyle. We kind of moved way up the state to buy our first home, and then
we started homesteading. And it was producing for ourselves, having a garden, having some chickens for eggs, and that's where the homesteading lifestyle kind of began, and that same mentality kind of leads to, okay, so we're producing for ourselves as far as food-wise. Now, can we produce for ourselves financially off of the land?
Oh, so homesteading is just the first step in producing food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
A small first step. And then, we're in northern Wayne County, up in the mountains, and it allowed us to do a lot more homesteading.
Yeah.
Like we
have more land available, so when we wanted to have goats or a dairy cow, or more space that we could add to that homesteading that we were doing.
It was probably like middle of May. We went to one of the mud auctions that they have, for the old farm equipment and that kind of thing. And I bought a plow and I hooked it up to my little tractor, and we went 40 feet, and I just snapped the shank right off of that plow.
Because of the rocks.
The rocks.
Oh,
Wayne
wow.
County is known for being the ground is very rocky.
So you just kind of think you throw some seeds in the ground.
Land, trees, it looks good,
Yeah. So when you go and break a plow right off the bat, you're like, well, all right, this conventional farming thing's not necessarily going to work on this land. So, okay, what's plan B? What else can we do?
So you found out that traditional farming was going to be a little tougher than what you thought. So what is your educational background?
Well, I got my GED.
Got your GED.
And then I did engineering, like construction engineering inspection for 20 years.
Not much different than his. I mean, I went to, graduated high school, actually went through cosmetology, was going to be a hairstystylist, but that didn't work out that way. When we moved out, moved out to Pennsylvania, and I spent many years just raising our children.
Not just raising the children. No. You were she was a stay-at-home mom and homestead wife. She'd be out there with a bucket, milking the cow in the snow when it was 4 degrees.
Yeah.
So it's not just.
Yeah. But that was my concentration, right? That was what I wanted to do. I wanted to
we were very
take care
blessed
of
to
the
be able
family.
to do that.
So you have some construction back.
Yes.
You have some,
that's
we have some water happening here.
Yeah, that's the seedlings being watered. It's being a little aggressive at the moment.
Is that
Highly
automatic?
It is.
Yes,
It's on.
it is.
It's on a timer. It's. I think every
aggressive.
hour it runs for a few seconds and keeps all those seedlings watered.
Oh,
But
that's
that
really
pipe usually is turned down a bit more. It moved.
Well, the building we're in right now, you built yourself.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the construction background really helped.
Yeah, construction background. I
big
did
time.
like all phases of construction when I was in my younger years. I also did some landscaping, so I knew how to run machinery and stuff like that.
So
backhoes
and that came in
tractors.
handy a lot with this. So with each greenhouse that we put up, or the hydroponics, he designed all the systems that we have, and he knows how to do the carpentry, the electrical.
That's great.
Yeah.
So when it came, we could really do that stuff ourselves.
How did you make the connection that hydroponic was the way to go? And how long did it take to get to where we are now?
It sounds silly. Internet research, YouTube.
YouTube.
It just-
but it did
yeah.
take. It took us probably 5 years. When we did it, I wanted to be sure that we could
That it
make
would
enough
work.
money.
Yeah.
That,
And
you know.
did you have other jobs in the meantime? So
He did.
I did.
He was working off farm. He worked in precast.
I was a PennDOT inspector and,
Oh, okay.
for various DOTs up and down the coast.
So how long has this just been your sole?
Since 2019.
3 years.
Yeah.
3 years now.
Yeah, 3 years and a few months.
It's been sold from the farm. Yep.
And what's a typical day here? You
It
just-
depends on the day. I mean, there is a routine, but throughout the week, there's certain tasks on a certain day, and my tasks aren't the same as his. It's farmers markets are it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday is a farmers market. So come Monday, Tuesday, there could be various tasks if there's some weeding in the outside beds or general maintenance that you have to do, but then you have to get into your harvesting your weekly crops. You're getting ready to replant. Like in here, as soon as something gets harvested, we're replanting. So you're getting ready to put those new plants in, and then you have to start seeds because you have to keep that rotation going every week. So you're doing that, and he could be doing maintenance on the tomato plants, pruning.
So there's a cycle of
Yeah.
planting per season.
Oh yeah.
There is? Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, there is somewhat. I mean, in here, it's it's not seasonal, it's every week.
Every week,
the
yeah.
Crops the crop mix changes slightly, but every week,
That
52
routine stays
weeks,
the same.
we plant and harvest in here.
So you have mustard, lettuce,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Tatsoi, watercress, some herbs.
Swiss chard, lettuces.
Like you said, the plants are babied, right?
Oh yeah. Oh
Yes,
yeah.
and they are
yeah.
very young. They like lettuce can be very bitter in late summer because it gets the heat makes them grow slower, and then the older they get, the more bitter they get, the closer they get to going
And
to seed.
I have to ask about that because I'm an iceberg shredded lettuce kind of guy.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
That's okay.
My
That's
great for me.
dad's one of those guys too. No, I get really excited when we have some customers that will come to us at market and say, I've never been excited about lettuce before.
Oh, wow.
Or this is the best lettuce I've ever had. And I love hearing things like that because it's like, who gets excited about lettuce? But they're excited about it because it is different.
I'm going to show how much I don't know. But all I know is that iceberg lettuce has no nutrients pretty much, right? It's all
Yeah.
water.
Yeah, but yeah.
Well, I don't know that that's
I mean, I'm
I
sure
was
there's
hearing
some,
that.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't buy
yeah,
that, that's
yeah,
all,
there's
yeah.
nothing. It's just it is. It's water.
I think it's better if you're eating greens than eating cheese puffs. So iceberg is better than cheese puffs.
I test that quite often with the cheeseburger.
I think the biggest thing that a consumer should know, and you want to feed your family the freshest vegetables possible, and that iceberg was picked 14 days ago.
In California, probably.
In
right?
California.
Well, Oregon,
And
but yeah.
and
then
shipped across the country,
When
yeah.
when we pick for market, we're picking on usually Wednesday, and our customers are having it by Friday or Saturday.
So you guys are at farmers markets a lot, is that right?
That's
Yeah,
what we do.
That's
for our-
primarily
yeah.
farmers markets. We have a website. We can do pre-orders with our customers. They can even come here to pick up orders. We have a couple restaurants that buy from us.
Restaurants and resorts, or you supply those like farms?
Just a couple. That's not the majority
a
of our
couple
sales.
of local, and then we have started supplying a couple in the city as well, New York City.
And we've been lucky to be a part of the county food pantry. They actually got a grant so that they could buy fresh vegetables from the local farms and provide it to the food pantry families. So we've been lucky to be a part of that too.
So do you guys have a family
Yes.
kids? How
Yeah,
old?
three kids, 20, 18, and 14.
How do they like the farm? Are they involved?
Not at all.
No.
I think that's the same with any family-run business. Nobody wants to work for their
Right.
parents, and I don't think that matters what the industry is. That's the same. We even had some years where some of our kids, they actually went to work for other farms who were friends of ours, and then other kids came and worked for us. You know,
Oh, wow.
it's not. I don't know that it's necessarily the farming aspect, but it's I don't want to work for my parents.
And I have a 20 and 22, so I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you concerned about where farming's going, family farm? Because this is a family farm, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So does that concern you at all?
I'm hopeful for that because I think we see a lot more of it. You see more of the small family farms, more like ours.
Historically, the Poconos were noted for the local small farms that produced for those people coming from the city.
I never knew that.
In the 1800s, they were your classic market farm based off of the Paris model or Parisian
Right.
model.
But then for a
you know,
time we got away
which
from
is-
that.
Yeah, no, we did because it became cheaper to bring the produce from Lancaster by truck. Once they had trucks and roads, it became cheaper to use a truck, but before then they never did that.
It's nice to see that coming back. It's coming back to the small local family farms. You
Does-
see the restaurants, they're interested in
Look,
the
it's
farm to table, like you
Yeah.
said. They're interested in getting that from the
But
local
it's not
farms.
locally here, it's not just greenwashing. It really is the local restaurants purchase from the local farms. It's really good. And as much as they can.
Does it concern you that it seems like there's a lot of big conglomerate farms out there? Does that concern you?
I think there's always going to be a space for both.
Well, we've learned so much today from both of you, and I wanted to just ask, where do you see this farm in 5 years? What are your hopes and dreams for the next 5 and 10 years?
I can't even go that far. And so many people say, what is your 5-year plan? And it's like, hold on, let me get to next year first.
Here's-
One year at a time.
A business is like a child. When you have a small child, it's your job to take care of and nurture the child and direct the child and teach the child and get the child going in some direction. But then later, as the child matures, I see our business as probably a young teenager now. And the young teenager, I don't want to tell them what classes to take. I don't want to tell them what direction to go. I don't want to direct the farm in the direction it goes. I want to allow the business to direct me in its needs and allow it to grow.
And at this point it is, and we can see year by year, the farm tells us what it needs. When we have a shortage of a product, we're selling out, well, we need more of that. You know, it shows us where we need to change and where we need to grow.
Well, I found out so much today, speaking of growing, homesteading, farming here in the early times, so we're going to look into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate you guys giving us the time today. It's been a great learning experience, just another new aspect of the Pocono Mountains. So also, I want to thank all of you for tuning in today, and I hope you've enjoyed speaking with Stan and Amy, just like we have. And I'm Chris Barrett for Pocono Perspectives, which you're seeing on the Pocono Television Network. Thanks for watching.